Hi, I'm Kevin Dundon and you're watching Hip World Gourmet. Good morning, you found me in one of our paddocks here in Dunbrody. And I'm actually in the paddock with Dunbrody Miller, which is my racehorse. We actually bred him here on the estate and we've kept him now. He's 5 years of age. He was in training this year and he came second in a race in Punchtown, which is excellent. So we've got big hopes for him. He's going back into training in 3 weeks' time. So hopefully he'll be in the limelight. So anyways, enough about my hobbies. We've got things to do. We need to get into the kitchen, so let's go. All right, so here we are today. We're going to prepare for you a 3-course meal, starting off with amazing ghost cheese. This ghost cheese is from a local farm in Blackwater, which we're actually going to bring you down there and show you today. Luke makes cheese 7 days a week and it's absolutely amazing. We're going to slice that, we're going to put a herb crust on it, we're going to grill it, then we're going to serve it on organic greens straight from our garden, and then drizzled with balsamic vinegar reduction, some sun-dried tomatoes, and in fact I would actually consider this as one of my signature dishes. It's fantastic cheese, melts in the mouth, it oozes out, you'll see. And then we're going to follow up by char grilling some turbot and serve it very simply on a Thai influence. We're going to finish today by doing a lemon torte. Now there's a secret in this lemon torte. The pastry is great, but to get that really smooth texture of a lemon torte, it's really tart. It breaks down. Very good for the digestive system. So let's get started, and we'll start with the ghost cheese. Mine Gowar, which is Irish for goat. So you'll see today how Luke makes this cheese. I was there a couple of weeks ago and it was amazing. I was blown away. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Oh, the smell of that is fantastic. So basically, we're going to slice about that thickness, about like that. You can see how the skin is formed. It's really creamy. But it's getting back to the raw ingredients again. It's so important, and you can see how simple this dish is. And if the raw ingredients aren't correct, you won't get it right at all. So we're going to take some herb crumbs. So just put it into your hand like that, just like that. Grab the ghost cheese in your other hand and just put it on top. So it's just like a crust, like so. Place it on a pan. This is a great appetizer if you want to do it for a dinner party. So with that, we're going to put it into the oven or under the grill for just until that goes nicely golden brown on the top and the cheese starts to ooze. So at that stage now, we're going to get our lettuce. You can see how fresh that is. I mean, you really can't beat good fresh lettuce. So we're just going to make a little bit of dressing here for it. And it's very simple. We're going to get a bit of balsamic vinegar. I'm using a 10-year-old balsamic vinegar. So basically all vinaigrettes is 1/3 vinegar to 2/3 oil. So I'm using an extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so you just drizzle a bit of balsamic oil over the lettuce. Always dress your lettuce before you put it on your main plate, because then your lettuce is getting coated with the flavors. So get your plate like that. And then when you're designing the plate, right, think of this like a bouquet of flowers. So you build it into your hand like so. Just like that. Just press it down at the end just to hold it together. Like so. A couple of sun-dried tomatoes. Your ghost cheese should be ready now. Wow. Look at that. You see the way the cheese is oozing out on that? It's just fantastic. You can probably taste this already. So we just sit this on top. This is a very simple 3-course meal that we're doing. So with balsamic reduction, drizzle it over top like that. There you have a very simple ghost cheese salad. So now you've seen the salad, let's come with me and we'll go and meet Luke at his cheese factory, and you'd be amazed the size of this factory, because this small factory sends cheese worldwide.
We're in North Wexford and we're about to see something extremely special. This to me is the heart of Irish cuisine. It is the farmhouse and art of making ghost cheese. We're going to meet Luke and Anne, who's going to show us and explain how they make this special cheese. Come on inside and have a look.
Hi Luke, how are you?
Hi Kevin.
How are you doing? Are you well?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Excellent. Geez, this looks great, doesn't it? So what are you doing here?
I'm filling the molds. This is curd. It's been draining since this morning.
Right.
And I'm filling the molds now.
And is that today's milk or yesterday's?
Yesterday's milk.
Right.
And that's just drained then for 12 hours.
12 hours. And you fill them up in these molds?
I fill the molds, and then in the molds they'll be draining another 12 hours.
Right.
I'll be salting them after.
Right.
Turning them, salting them again, and then take them out of the molds.
It's a real passion, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
7 days a week passion.
Absolutely. 7 days a week.
Never stops.
Yeah.
And this cheese here then at the back, then is a different type, isn't it?
Well, that's the other one. That's the hard one. And that's like it's a Gouda type cheese, but the way we mature it is with culture, bacterial cultures on the outside, molds and bacterium linens, yeasts. Yeah, it's different altogether.
And from today, obviously you made that today or yesterday.
No, those are made 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and that's a process. This takes kind of 4 days and all to make a cheese. That you make a cheese in 4 hours.
All right. But then how long does it have to mature before you can eat it?
Well, that's where the time.
This one wins and that one loses.
Yeah, actually, yes, it does.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks very much, Luke.
You're very welcome, Kevin.
It's been a pleasure meeting you and seeing what you do here, because you're a real star.
Right, thank
Absolutely.
you. Thanks.
To me, this is the real passion for food. Love of food, the passion of food. This to me is just excellent. You know what they say is big presents come in small parcels? That's exactly what we've got here. And now it's time for us to go back to the kitchen to cook up some more great recipes. So come on, let's go. So here we are back in the kitchen, and we're going to prepare the char grilled turbot on a fondue of leeks with a Thai curry paste. So again, I've got some leeks. Cut them long ways, like so. All right. Turn on the heat on your pot. Not too hot. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of butter to that. And again, a little bit of oil. Just a small amount, not much. Okay, I've got some lemongrass here again because there's a Thai influence on the food, so we're just going to bring in a little bit more of the Thai. Try and cut it really, really thinly, as thin as you can. You can really smell that. Don't let it get too hot. We're going to drop in our leeks. Again, you want to cook these without colouring them, so you don't want to have the heat too hot. Because really what you're doing here is you're actually making the sauce for the turbot. So at that stage now we can add a bit of our curry paste, which is green Thai curry paste. Now you can have it as hot as you like or as mild as you want. We've got some dry white wine here. We're going to just a splash. Just let that come to the boil again, reduce it by about a half, and then we're going to add in some cream. Okay, now with our turbot here now, we're going to always remember when you're with all fish or all meat that you're going to use of whatever description, always season it well. Okay. A bit of oil, olive oil in your pan and your fish as well, just to make sure it doesn't stick. That's very important that you have your pan fairly hot, because for two reasons. You want it to seal in the flavors, and you want to cook it really, really fast. And always remember, when you're cooking fish, always slightly undercook your fish in your pan, because the fish will continue to cook once you take it off the heat. The heat is going through it. And you want to keep the fish firm, moist inside. So we're going to add a little bit of cream now to just add a few more calories in there for you. Again, you can leave the cream out if you wish. I always recommend you put the cream in. You can really smell the curry coming through that now. You don't want to let that reduce too much, because don't forget it's a fondue, so the fondue is a liquid. Alright, so we're just going to cook the turbot now. Always remember to put your presentation down side first. And always put it away from you so it doesn't splash up in your face and then you get sauce. So turn that off now, because that's just going to sit there. We don't want to let it reduce too much. Move that away. We'll take out our presentation plate. This plate is a great plate, particularly for this dish, because it's got a rim in it, so it holds the sauce in, the fondue, into the centre of the plate, which is great for presentation. But don't worry about it if you don't have it. It'll look great anyway. So just going to put a little bit of seasoning more seasoning on the fish there. Just make sure that the fish, because you only want to turn the fish once. So basically about two minutes on either side is plenty for this fish. Actually, I'm going to taste it because it looks great. Can you taste it? Oh, it's great. Just let that cook for another couple of minutes there. In the meantime, we'll start plating up the fondue. Basically, you want to build it as high as you can. So you put down the leeks into the centre of the plate. Don't forget the leeks is working in two purposes here. It's actually working as your vegetable for the dish. It's also working as your sauce. See the way it's filling that cavity really, really well? It's a great dish. When your fish is cooked, it should be nice and firm. See the way it's bouncing back on my finger there as I push it down? Let's turn that off. Okay, just bring it over here. Just tidy it up a little bit, just for just final presentation. Sit on top like that. We're going to finish it off with 2 sprigs of chives, and this is the chive flour, so I'm just going to put some around the edge of the plate. And there you have a very pretty dish. Those flowers, by the way, are edible. Everything you put on the plate has to be edible. So there you have a very simple dish of char-grilled turbot served on a Thai fondue of leeks, topped with chive flowers and 2 sprigs of chives. Enjoy. We're going to move on now and we're going to do our lemon tort. All right, let's get on here and we'll roll out our pastry. So basically what I have here is sable pastry, which is a sugar pastry. What's in this is, it's a very simple recipe to do. It's all done in your mixer. We put in your flour, your egg yolks, your sugar, butter, and finish with a little bit of cream. But the secret is with this is that you need to have it in the fridge for at least 3 hours before you use it to let it rest. Because if you don't do that, it's quite sloppy, and then when you cook it in the oven, it will actually shrink down. So anyways, dust it with flour. When you're rolling out your pastry, never put pressure on your rolling pin. Just let it roll back and forth, because basically the mixture will move out anyways. Okay, that should be about right. You get your tin here now. This is a clever tin. The lid comes out of it like this, so which is great for when it's all finished and you're taking it out. It's easier to take it out. Make sure that you butter your dish quite well. Make sure your pastry won't stick. Okay, so when the pastry is big enough to cover your dish, you get your rolling pin. Basically, you want to roll your pastry back like that. Don't be afraid of the flour. Hold it like that, and roll it back. Okay. Also, when you're doing your pastry, don't push it down into the corners. Let it fall into the corners. So lift it up at the sides there. Let it fall into the corners. We have a little hole there, but I'll show you how to fix that now. So when you have a problem like what we have here, it's not really a problem because it's easy fixed. There you go. See the way I just rolled the rolling pin over top? Just cut it off there nicely. So that's nearly ready to go into the oven. We're going to blind bake that now for about 10 minutes. But in order to do that, what I have here, right, is some lentils, rice. And basically the purpose of doing that is push it down into the corners. You don't want your pastry to rise up, you want to keep it flat. That is a classical way of doing blind baking a dough. So if you see in a recipe blind baking, that's what they mean. So we're going to put that into the oven for about 10 minutes. What we're going to do is that we have some fresh cream here. Pour that into your pot. What you want to do is you want to bring that up to the boil without letting it boil. So you just want to heat it up. So don't have the heat on too strong. Okay, while that's heating up, we're going to squeeze some lemons. There we go. Put a bit of whiskey in there now and a bit of honey, and you've got a lovely Irish cure for curing a cold. In your bowl here, put some sugar. Egg yolks. Okay, you don't want to beat this too much, you just want to mix the two in together. The reason why you're heating up the cream is you really want to dissolve the sugar granules in there. Okay, and then with your lemon juice. Okay, and then just pouring the mixture into your cream. It's off the heat now. Okay, let's check and see if that pastry's ready. Yep. You can see it's just getting brown on the outside. As you lift off like this, put it back to where you got it from, wherever that is. Okay, and then I've just got an egg wash here, so egg yolks and a bit of water. And I just want to brush the whole inside of the case. And the reason for doing that is to create a seal that's actually going to be watertight. So that when we pour in the lemon mixture, it's not going to seep out the bottom. So we're going to do this, put it back in the oven just for about 2 or 3 minutes, just to create that seal. If you leave your baking tin in the oven, so you're not bringing it across, putting in your mixture, and then moving it across in shaky hands, and then spilling it all over the kitchen, then you've got a mess to clean up, which I don't like doing anyway. So. Okay, so with your mixture then, pour it into the container, into your pastry, into the oven for about 15-20 minutes until it kind of goes like a jelly form on top. Yeah, seems set. Just make sure that when you're cooking it, you don't overcook it, because if you overcook eggs, like, you'll end up with some scrambled eggs. You keep them for breakfast and you keep your pies for desserts for dinner. So let's just see if we can get this out. Okay. Ooh, it's hot. So anyway, it's very important to butter your dish well. Now you can see why. You can see it's perfectly cooked all the way around. It's evenly cooked, which ensures that you have a lovely crispy pastry. Into the center. Look at that oozing out there. I bet you can nearly taste it already. Some fruit compote. Top. Some fresh cream. You need to serve this nearly straight away, because particularly when it's warm, the cream's going to start melting and marrying lovely with all the flavours of the lemon, the fresh fruit, the Grand Marnier and stuff like that. Alright, so there you have a warm lemon torte with fresh fruit compote. Enjoy. But we had today a very simple 3-course meal. We started off with the ghost cheese salad with herb crust on top, the balsamic reduction, the semi-sun-dried tomatoes, followed by a very pretty charcoal turbot on a fondue of leeks and a Thai influence. Don't forget that lemongrass that made all the difference to the dish. And then we finish off with this, again, this fantastic dessert. Till next time on Hip World Gourmet, Sláinte.